Hey guys, it's Rosa here for another makes video. I have been very productive this August as I have been off from work, so I've made some lovely things. I have to admit, September has come and it is autumn all of a sudden, so some of these things are going to have to be layered to make them wearable at the moment. Although looking at the weather for next week, it's meant to be really hot when we go back to work. So anyway, hopefully I'll get to wear some of these summer pieces. So I'm going to get straight stuck in to show you my makes. Last month I showed you this top and it was all cut out and I kind of like layered it over myself to show you. So here it is. I've tucked it into my current favourite jeans, which are called mum jeans, and they're just so comfortable and I love them. And this is the top, which was made from the vintage fabric which my mum gave me, the 20p fabric, so bargain. It was an old pea bag, if you remember from my last video. I just finished all the edges off with bias binding, the neckline and armholes, and at the back of the neck you can see it's open. I just did a little tiny button and a handmade thread loop. So yeah, an extremely quick and easy sew. So I really enjoyed making this. It's the perfect stash buster. It uses so little fabric. On the back it says it uses 1 metre of fabric, but I reckon, well, I know I didn't have a metre square of this fabric, so you can definitely, if you're on the smaller side of the size spectrum, you could get it out of less than that. It is New Look Simplicity 8483. I made View C. This one here, I think. Yes, it looks like it has a wider neck than it actually does, but it's like a little round neck, so it's kind of cute. I'll just move back one last time. So this is the first make. I really like with this style because it has this curved in armhole. It's really comfortable to move your arms around, and I think sometimes I find they cut tops sort of like there. And I just find it kind of chafes on my arm, maybe it's just me, but this is a really comfortable shape, and I mean I know everyone does a basic cami pattern, but this is a bargain, and you know it does the job. It does exactly what it says on the tin, and I probably didn't sew it in 1 hour. I omitted the facing, which it has, and like I said, bias bound. I don't know what you'd say for that. What's the verb of bias bind? But yeah, it's a good little pattern. So on to the next one. Guys, so as I said, I am endeavouring to make more tops for my handmade wardrobe, and this is top number 2. This is a stash buster. If you recall from last month, I made these little short shorts using a New Look pattern, and they're kind of twisted, there you go, sorry. And I had loads of fabric left over, so this top was born. Just to prove that this pattern is the ultimate stash buster, I used the same one again, New Look 6483, but I actually hacked it. I mean, this is a really great beginner pattern, this one. I would highly recommend it to anyone who's just learning to sew. But what is quite nice as well is it's very easy to adjust and hack to get sort of a whole range of different tops. So if you look closely, I've made this into a wrap top. Everyone is making the wrap tops at the moment, and I wanted in, and I'm very pleased. It's one of my new favourite styles. I'm just amazed at how much more flattering a v-neck is. I don't know why I never thought that would be a thing. But basically I cut 2 identical but inverse fronts, both going diagonally round to the waist. So you can see it kind of, you stick your hand up there. I can, nobody else could do that. And I added some little buttons to the shoulder, which I found in my button box, just because I thought it made it a little bit more fun. It's, you know, just a plain black top pretty much. I don't know, it isn't that plain. I have tried it on with the shorts as well, so it looks like a little play suit, which is kind of fun. I mean, I actually prefer this top just with jeans or like a denim skirt or something like that. I just think it has quite a cool look to it. It's nice and casual and really airy because this is actually a viscose fabric. I bound the neckline again with bias binding, you can see that, and just top stitched, just turning it to the inside. And yeah, I'm really pleased with it. It's a real good stash buster top. So yeah, again, I highly recommend this pattern. Trying to build up my collection of handmade tops. So these are the 2 successful tops I made this month. I'm just going to go and grab the unsuccessful top. So here it is, the Elmira cardigan. I am gutted at how badly this has turned out, and I'm going to share this with you. I don't often have sewing fails. I kind of know I know what I can do, and I know how far I can push myself with new projects. This was not difficult, but it took me a very long time to sew because I don't have an overlocker, so I had to do everything on the stretch stitch on my sewing machine, which I think I showed you in my sewing room tour, the stretch stitch, and it's one that goes down and then diagonally, down, diagonally, that kind of business. But It's very slow. So yeah, it's a very slow stitch, which you don't mind if you're getting a product out of it which you can wear. However, this, I'm just going to put it on to demonstrate to you how tight these arms are. So like, this is, my armpit is there, and I'm like struggling to get this up my arm. I made the size small, and in the measurements I was in between extra small and a small, but I thought I'd be cautious. And actually the bodice, the fit is fine, but look how tight. It had a cuff on it, but the cuff was so tight it hurt. And so I had to like cut them off in the hope that it would make it more comfortable. Look at how wrinkly the sleeves look on me. I must have done something wrong because in the picture it looks so nice. And yeah, so it wraps around the front like this. I didn't bother putting the buttons on the side because I was like, I know I'm not going to wear this because these sleeves are just ridiculously tight. And I don't have any fabric left to recut the sleeves. But there's another reason. So I would, if it wasn't for this other fit reason, I would just recut the sleeves wider and then be happy with it. But the second issue, so I'm going to wrap it round for you. It wraps around like this. The bows are lovely, tight, but you see it's actually a little bit too big in the front because you start to wrap the actual top into the bow. So, and it, yeah, goes sort of, again, obviously it'd be better if I had put the button on, but I didn't bother because of all these issues. And then it ties up thusly. There we go. Okay, so that's it. However, it doesn't say that the front is cut double, so you cut two of the front. In the pattern, it didn't say to stabilise the neckline. Now, I should have, but when you follow a pattern, you expect it to just tell you what you need to do. It didn't say stabilise anything. I did choose to stabilise the shoulders with a bit of ribbon because I just thought, well, I don't want to. Well, I've made knits before and I always stabilise the shoulders, so I thought, well, I don't want them to stretch out, but it didn't say to stabilise the neckline, so silly me, I just thought, well, if they don't say it, I don't need to, because I thought maybe because it's a double thickness of fabric it'll be fine, but it's so stretched out, guys, look. It just looks awful. You can't probably tell that well on the camera, but it just is really stretched out. This side, more so than this side, so that just shows that obviously I must have stretched it while working with it. But I cannot get it to lie flat. So all you do, like you tuck it all in and you get it all right. Like now it looks okay, but then the minute you start moving, it starts to like come away from your body again. And it's not because I haven't got the button on, because I've tried before safety pinning it where it would go. And it should have been stabilised around the neckline. So if you're going to be having a go with this pattern, it's still a gorgeous design. But I would say two things, 100%. Stabilise the neckline before you even start to sew anything, and cut to the sleeves about 3 inches wider if you want, because also if you look, because it's so tight, the sleeve, it pulls the shoulder down, and it keeps doing that. So I've worn it around the house trying to kind of, you know how, I don't know if you're like that, but like if I'm trying to fit something, I like wear it around the house, I'm like, right, where is this uncomfortable, where is this annoying me, that kind of thing. And it just kept moving down, and I hate the look when things are tight or things that wrinkle. I like things that fit, don't get me wrong, like I'm not somebody who always wears huge baggy things. I like things to be close fitting, but there's a very big difference between being close fitting and tight. And close fitting is well fitting in my mind, and tight is a poor fit. So I will show you the pattern piece for this sleeve, because this is the thing that I really am annoyed at myself with, is that both of these issues I thought about when I was going through the design process, and well, not the design process, the making process. When I saw the sleeve pattern, I thought to myself, my God, that is narrow. That's the bottom of the sleeve, guys, in the small. I mean, what's that, like 30 centimetres? I'm rubbish at estimating distance. But if you look at it as a piece, look how sharply that goes in. And when I was cutting this out, I pondered in my mind, I thought, and I got the my favourite Tilly and the Buttons Agnes top sleeve, and I lay it over the top, and I compared the widths, and I was like, oh my God. And this is narrower, quite considerably narrower, and I thought to myself, should I just cut the Tilly sleeve and fit it into the Elmira cardigan? And I was like, no, don't do that. It will be fine. I trusted it. And again, I put the cuff on, which hurt because it basically stopped my circulation because it was so tight. And I also thought when I was sewing the neckline, maybe I should stabilise this. And I was like, no, they know what they're talking about. And and so it's annoyed me that I thought of both the problems and now I have an unwearable garment. And it's not often I have a complete sewing fail. I mean, obviously I have had many in my time of sewing, but this is, I can't wear this. It's going to have to be recycled. So yeah, it's a shame because I would have, like I said, if I was to redraft the sleeve, I'd still have the issue that the front has been stretched out and doesn't fit right. So yeah, it's very disappointing because, as you know, I was so excited to try this pattern, and I've sort of ended up with an unwearable garment. But never mind, never mind. I will try another seam work pattern and I'm sure it'll be much more successful. So those are just two things to consider if you are having a go at the Elmira. Anyway, I've got 2 more things to show you. I think I'm looking over there because that's where they are. Oh yeah, no, 3 more things to show you. So yeah, I've actually made 6 things, which is a lot, but 1 is a complete fail. So I've got 5 lovely things. Okay guys, so from a complete fail to one of my favourite dresses ever, this fabric is from Fabrics Galore. I should know where the fabric's from, sorry. Sorry, the lovely black and white swallowed viscose is from Fabricland, and I said, and so is the lovely pink jersey, which is waisted. This is a Fabricland fabric as well. They were both $3.99 per metre. This is a slightly more expensive fabric. I will link it down below in the description box. This is from Fabrics Galore, and it's yeah, a little bit more expensive. I think it's £6 or possibly £8 a metre. But it's completely worth it. It's a gorgeous cotton with these lovely pineapples on, and I made a summer dress. I wore this, I'll just stand up so you can see. It's a midi length with box pleats, nice full skirt, and the bodice is a close fit with these wide straps. I wore this to the launch of my mum's antique shop the other weekend, so it's in the newspaper. How exciting. Obviously nothing to do with my dress in the newspaper, but that was exciting anyway because it's my mum's shop in her local paper, so that was really lovely. So if you're ever in Bury St Edmunds, make sure you check out Smoking Monkey Antiques. Anyway, so I made this dress as a hybrid. I think I mentioned I was hoping to use the Simple Sew Grace dress pattern, but I actually changed my mind and I decided to use the skirt from here, which is this lovely box pleated skirt. But I combined it with a bodice which I knew I really liked the fit on, and it's this one, Burda Style 6918, and I used bodice, which bodice did I use? Bodice B actually, so it doesn't really look the same here because I obviously put a different skirt on it, and I left the split out the front and I put these buttons down the middle instead. So it has a seam down the front, and they're obviously fake buttons, but I thought the colour looked really good with the dress. I don't know what you think. Kind of the same colour as the pineapples. I mean, obviously it's kind of cooling down a little bit now, but I love this dress and I've worn it actually quite a lot considering I made it towards the end of the summer, so it's definitely one I can get out again anyway next year because it's not, you know, it's always on trend having pineapples all over you, why not? Anyway, I have got another dress to show you which is a little bit more appropriate for the cooler weather. So yeah, thumbs up for this pattern. It has these, and the only alteration I made was again leaving out the little split here. And it's very interesting, if I show you the line drawing on this, how the shape is created by just 2 darts. The only alteration I had to make was I made those darts larger. So obviously keeping the width the same at the top, I just opened the darts up a little bit because it was a little bit baggy around the waist. And I think in this style, like I was saying, you don't want it to be loose fitting, you want it to be, yeah, close fitting, but not tight. Not tight. Anyway, I'm going to get my final dress on to show you. Back in a sec. Okay, so this is the fabric I got on the Goldhawk Road for £4 for the whole piece. Thank you very much. Nice bargain. And it is I think it's a poly viscose mixture. It's got a lovely drape to it, as you can see. And I said that it's a love it or hate it fabric. Most people said they loved it, so thank you very much that you agree with me. And I kind of made a dress with it, which is a love it or hate it type dress. I was going to make the wraparound style again, but I figured I actually didn't have enough really to make one with long sleeves. I was thinking, well, you know what, we're getting more towards the autumn winter. I should make a dress which I can have a sleeve with. And so I've got a very frilly, over-the-top dress. I kind of feel like a clown in the best possible way. So, you know, like those, for some reason I feel like it looks a bit French. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Wear Lemonade. They're a French pattern company and their aesthetic is just so beautiful. I will put a link down below. Check out Wear Lemonade. This is not a Wear Lemonade dress, but it kind of just reminds me of it. Like, and when I finished it, I was like, was I inspired here? I need to go check out and see if they have any fabrics similar to this in some of their dresses, because I felt like it kind of looked like that once I'd made it. Anyway, without further ado, here is my Crazy Clown dress. It is a shift dress. I made this matching bow belt to go around the middle. I put this lovely, this is kind of what makes me feel like a bit of a clown, having this frilly collar. But I really love it, and it has little gathered sleeves onto self-bias binding, which were really easy to do, and it's mini dress length, so you can see like this. It's quite short, and it has a slightly curved hem, which I did on the sewing machine, and yeah, I love it. I'm pretty sure it's not for everyone, but I feel really cute, and just, I mean, you don't need to wear a necklace, so that's a great time saver. Just get your, I've been getting into hoops again. I've been wearing hoops on and off since I was about 10, and I'm going through a real hoop moment at the moment. I have really sensitive ears, I can only wear gold, so I got these from Claire's Accessories, but I think they're really cute. So yeah, loving the hoops. I think kind of works with the dress. So yeah, I used my favourite sewing pattern from when I learned to sew. So this is a really easy dress to make. No zips, no closures. It has a little button, let me turn around, at the back of the neck underneath the collar. So you can't actually see it, but it's got the split here, you can see. And it has, I used a little yellow button in a similar shade of yellow to this. So if it shows, then great, but you can't really see it. I use this pattern, I feel like I'm always showing you new look patterns. I think I just have a lot in my stash, because when I started sewing I had no money and they were the cheapest ones. And it's, yeah, new look, very, very well loved, 6068. Obviously I made this long sleeve version, but the collar I actually took from a different shift dress pattern, which is the PDF pattern I have here, which is the shift dress from Sew Over It. And the reason I didn't make the whole shift dress in this is, firstly, I haven't toiled it properly yet, so I'm not entirely sure on the fit. And I've heard from a few of you guys down below, so thank you, that it does come up really narrow, and I have quite wide hips compared to my top. I'm like more of an 8 top, 10 bottom. I guess the last time I'm more of a 9, you know, but fitting it of these things which are slim on the hips can be difficult for me, so I haven't toiled it. And also I wanted it to have a gathered sleeve because I thought it would look cute, and this has a straight sleeve, so that's why I didn't make this full dress. But I did use the collar, and I love it. I think that's kind of the centerpiece of the thing. This fabric was an absolute nightmare to hem around here though. I couldn't actually get it to do a narrow hem because this fabric has absolutely no give and stretch whatsoever. It's not like working with a viscose where it's all, you know, lovely and movable. This just wouldn't do it, so I actually had to face that with very narrow bias tape, but that's fine, you know, it didn't take too long. It's a larger collar than you think, actually. It's really like a really big circle. But yeah, I love this dress. It won't be for everyone, but you know, not everyone has to wear it because it's mine. Anyway, I've got one last thing to show you. So I've made 2 dresses and 2 tops this month, but I also have a surprise make which I hadn't planned. So this is the one thing I haven't shown you the fabric for. It is fabric from Fabricland, which I saw and was like, okay, I've wanted to make this project and that is the perfect fabric, so I kind of just bought it and made this up that evening. No, not that evening because I had to wash it. The next day for sure though, and I'll show you now. Okay, so on to the very last item which I've sewn this month, and I am really pleased with how these have turned out. They're actually the perfect sort of transitional piece when it's not cold enough to wear tights, but you know, you don't want to be going out in your summer dress. So it's like a nice in-betweenie, and it's a pair of trousers. I said last month when I made the shorts, these shorts here, that they came with a really cute trouser pattern, which I really liked, but I was like, oh, I don't need to make them this summer. But I found this fabric and it was just so perfect. I was like, you know what, I'm going to make them. And I think the fabric was, again, for this Fabricland, so £3.99 per metre. You needed 1.5 metres to make these, so it worked out fine, £6 plus, you know, elastic and thread. And it's with this new look pattern, which is, it's one of the new new looks. It's 6350. So I made the trouser version, and like I said, I've seen loads of stripy trousers in the shops and I've really liked them. But again, I didn't really buy stuff like that. I make clothes, so I made these, and they're super comfy. They have this elasticated waist. Who doesn't love that in the warm weather? Really comfortable, and they go down. They're sort of baggy. I think they're really cute. And then at the side, you can see they go, just like the shorts, they go up at the side seam. So that's kind of cute. And I decided to have the stripes running vertically because that's how the ones which I liked have them. They kind of feel like pyjamas, you know, like you see like in old-fashioned films, or in old films, you see like blue and white striped pyjamas. They feel quite classic and like I'm wearing pyjamas, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. I'm just wearing it with a white top because I just had it on the side there. But they kind of go with loads of different tops. I've been enjoying wearing leotards. I've got 2 leotards now, and I kind of want to make my own. But again, I'm trying to like sew one with jersey, make tops. Yeah, and I really think a leotard is up there next on my list. I think it's Named Clothing. I bought out a really nice leotard pattern. I'm very excited to give that one a go. Anyway, those are all of my makes for August. It's been a lovely, productive month. Do not expect next month to be as productive. I also made my boyfriend a shirt this month. I'm not sure where it is right now, but I'll share that in my next video. I'll put it in my haul video. If you want to see it, hop over to my Instagram, which is at @RosabellaAngelica. Again, I'll link it down below, and you can see the shirt I made for him. So yeah, it's been a really lovely, productive month. I am back to work tomorrow. I'm filming this on the Sunday. I go back to work tomorrow. So we'll go back to the usual production times, I think, once I'm back at work and, you know, life takes over. So things will be a bit slower. I won't be making, you know, 5 wearable garments every month. But I will be trying my very best to update you. So yeah, I've got some lovely projects lined up for next month, actually, for September. Next month, the month we're in now, because it's now September. I've got some really nice things. I've got 3 projects for other people, which I'll be sharing with you. I've got, again, another project for my boyfriend, a project for my friend Lucy, and a project for a lady at work for her little girl. So that's a really lovely one. Harry Potter themed. So so yeah, do tune in next weekend for my haul video to see what I'm going to be sewing. I am so excited to see everyone else's videos and vlog posts about what they've been sewing in August. So yeah, thanks so much for watching, guys. See you again next weekend. Bye!